How's everybody doing today? We are doing our lovers in separation, those with no contact updates. We do this usually once to twice a week. Let's see what's going on with the collective that is in no contact with their person. And just remember that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading. If you're looking for a personal reading, do reach out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. All right, so first card we have here is acceptance. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. And so Spirit is telling us that, yeah, you're in separation, accept that fact for right now, but take advantage of that time to work on yourself, because as you work on yourself, you work on the potential for love to come into your life. And so let's see what else that there is, Spirit. Show me what else you have in the collective. Remember, because this is a collective reading, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. This is no time frame in this reading. You can when it makes your awareness, this is valid for you. So let's see what Spirit has just thrown out at us here for this reading. And so Spirit saying it's time to really start putting some proper boundaries inside of everything. And what is a proper boundary? So a lot of people with boundaries, they choose it like a wall. And so what happens is that you put this big boundary up, but you can't see anything because there's a wall there. You're just shutting everybody down. The idea with that boundary is put a window, put a door, put a handle on it. That's the type of boundary you really want to have. That's the healthy boundary. That's the one where you can open the door if you choose to, but if you choose to lock it, you can lock it as well. When there's a wall, you can't see the opportunity. So make sure you're doing these boundaries in a healthy way, because usually what happens is people go from no boundaries to this huge boundary, and it causes a lot of problems and keeps a lot more stress on your system, whereas you could be a little bit healthier. All right. Second thing is it's time to think of everything you admire, either in your partner that's not here with you now, or anybody who is a partner with you. Could be a friend, could be your dog, could be your family. Think about that and admire it. Why? Because you want to be in that frequency. You want to be in that frequency of happiness, of love, because as you start to bring yourself into that frequency, even with other people, it starts bringing it into your body and you start vibrating at that frequency. Spirit is also saying for many of you, your journey is just beginning, your spiritual journey. So this separation was meant to help you connect to yourself, right? Let's not talk about connecting to anything outside of ourselves, because that's where we need to get all of our answers from. And Spirit says that a lot of this information is going to come through your dreams at this now moment. And so pay attention to your dreams, start journaling your dreams, because there's going to be some information that's coming through. And just remember, because this is a collective reading, things may or may not resonate with you. Take what does resonate with you. And if you are watching this reading at this point, it is major awareness. There is something here for you. Just allow for yourself to let yourself know when something is for you. Your body will tell you. So, Spirit, what else do we have here? What other messages do you want to give us for these people who are in separation with their person right now, in this now moment? Tell me what's going on with the ones we're channeling right now. You maybe one or two more cards, Spirit. One and two. All right. So let's see. Let's see what Spirit has given us here. So let's run through it, and then we'll talk about the spread a little bit, because a lot of people want to know, why do I use a specific spread? And so for many of you, Spirit's saying it's time to free yourself, right? You're allowing yourself to be stuck. It's time for you to free yourself from what you are holding on to. And for many of you, what you're holding on to is a twin flame recognition. And why are you holding on to this? Because you believe this person is your twin flame. Now, be careful with a twin flame. And the reason I say be careful with that is because for many, that twin flame is not truly the one that you're going to want to be with. It's the one that you have the most trauma with. And so that's going to be one of the toughest connections you're ever going to have, because you have to heal all that trauma. Doesn't mean you can't be with that person. It just means that one's going to be a tough choice. What you want is somebody with a higher soul frequency match, but one you haven't had billions and billions of lifetimes of trauma with. you get thrown this, right? This soul contract comes in to keep you from connecting to yourself, to keep you from moving forward, to keep you from being at a higher frequency, right? In which case you can manifest so many more things. So be really careful with this, right? For those of you who do identify as a twin flame, it's probably not what you want. It's not what you see on TikTok. It's not what you see on YouTube. It's not what everybody writes about. It's not the apex of love. This one is the apex of trauma. And so be very careful with that. Spirit saying that there's going to be somebody coming in, right? And they're going to start with love languages of affirmations. These are people who are going to tell you they care. They're going to show you they care. And it's going to be a very unexpected connection. You're not going to expect this one at all. And Spirit says it could potentially lead to a commitment. When we see the marriage card, we don't look at it, at least not here. I don't look at this as marriage. I look at it as a commitment, next level commitment of whatever is meant to come in. So let's just talk about the spread a little bit. So this spread is a spread that I've developed over the years, and it's an energy spread. So what it's showing you is here's where you are energy-wise, right? You need to be in acceptance. This is the place where it all begins. This is where you are. You have to find that acceptance. Above and below, these are tools to get you over to here, which is where you want to manifest. Over here, these are the things that are holding you back. I call this the karmic hamster wheel, right? That keeps you stuck, looping and looping and looping and looping with no exit. And so what we want to do is we want to find the exit, and these are the tools to find the exit to get over to where we want to be. Because these energies are always around us, and this is what we do. We do an energy map so we can find that most efficient path to go from here all the way over to here. So hopefully that helps you understand the spread. And so with that, let's see what else Spirit wants to tell us about this collective that is in separation from their person in this now moment. So Spirit, show me what's going on with this collective. What do they need to know in this now moment? Let's get some cards here, Spirit. Stop knocking them out of my hand. All right. Spirit. Okay, 2. Got a few more for me, Spirit. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Some deeper details into it. So many of you have gotten sidetracked and distracted. Most likely it's because of this supposed twin flame, and it's created a lot of cloudy judgment. There's a lot of lusting for this, right? And what is lusting, right? This is non-committal. This is physical energy, but there's no substance behind it, right? And this is what keeps you stuck. You keep on cycling. And this cycle over and over again, running around like the hamster wheel, has created a lot of exhaustion. And why? Because it's a shallow connection. It's hollow. It's empty. You're up and down. You're distracted. You're never really focusing on what you should have. And Spirit says what you really want is somebody who is devoted, attached, and craving, right? But you also have to make sure that you're not here with this, right? Because this could also sit here in that only you, right? And that's a limiting factor. So you have to be more open. You have to allow for somebody to come in that is going to, you have to be open, right? If your glass is full, then there's nothing left for you to put in there. So you have no room for that next person to come in. And what you have to do is you have to realize that there's always more than one possibility. And if you're focused on only that possibility, then what happens is you get stuck, right? And that puts you in a hamster wheel because you're pushing away all these other potentials that may or may not come in here. Now, the other thing you got to recognize too is that healing's a choice. So to get out of this karmic hamster wheel, you have to choose. You have to want to get out of the wheel and choose to start healing to get yourself over to here. So what we're going to look at now is we're going to look at what are the major blocks for this collective in finding the proper relationship, the one with a high frequency match that's meant for them. And they're going to come in, and the problem is if that person does come in and you're not in that healed perspective, you haven't worked on yourself, you're just going to push them away and you're going to get stuck back into that same loop again. And that's what we want to avoid. Spirit, let's see, one more card. Here we go, 2 more. Okay, so let's see where our blocks are. And this is one of the least expensive readings that I do, which is the what is blocking you in love. It's probably one of the most powerful too, because it's going to tell you exactly what you need to focus on healing so that you can manifest that love that you want. That one's a $10 read. Let me know if you're interested. Just reach out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com if you're interested in one of those reads. So for many of you, you feel love is the answer, right? Love, you think love is going to solve everything. Well, love does, but only love for self, right? External love is not going to solve your problems, because your problem is about loving yourself, finding that love within yourself. And most of us don't want to. We want to distract ourselves with everything external so that we can't sit with ourselves, because most of us really don't like ourselves or like what we've become, because we don't know what our true selves are anymore. Our true selves are creatures of pure love, pure creation. But it's been so long, we've been in this realm reincarnating and reincarnating, that we've forgotten who we are. Some of you are having issues with age, right? That there's too big of a difference between you and your person. You need to heal that. A lot of you feel it's too hard, right? Love is too hard. And why is it too hard? Because you're picking uh, age issues, you're picking people who you think are going to solve your problem, but they're not going to solve your problem. You're picking people who are inappropriate for you, because you don't really want to feel what true love is, because you don't know what it is. You're afraid of it. You're afraid of being vulnerable. You're afraid of being yourself. And so you create this hamster wheel on your own. And the last but not least, and this is the one a lot of us do, right? And that's eye candy, right? We're picking the most beautiful people out there, but a lot of times, most of the beautiful people, a lot, not always, are the most shallow. And why are they the most shallow? Because everybody's chasing after them. And so they think they can have the pick of the litter, and for the most part, they can. But that beauty does fade over time. And then you have to see the real person. And most of these people don't really allow for themselves to develop further. There are some that do, and those are rare finds. But you're chasing the eye candy because you know the eye candy is never going to stay with you. And so what you do is you're choosing something that's going to keep you stuck, and you have to make better choices. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to find somebody that you're attracted to. Absolutely, you do, and you need to be attracted to that person. However, you have to make sure you're looking past just the front here, right? You have to look deeper. You have to see, is there a soul frequency match? And you'll know it. The difference between a soul frequency match uh, is huge, right? You're going to feel it in your whole body. You're going to feel it in your heart. With the eye candy, you usually feel it down here in your stomach. And why do you feel it in your stomach? Because you're in trauma. You're sitting there in fear because you're afraid they're going to leave you at any given point in time. And that fear also has to be healed. So those are your blocks. These are the major blocks that you have. But let's go past the blocks, because this is a healing channel. We talk about how do we get to the point we want to be, and that's through healing. That's through connecting to ourselves. So how do we get to that place where we are finding that one that we love, that one that's affirming, that one that's coming in with a commitment, that one that's devoted? And how do we do that? So it's clear the deck, Spirit. We're gonna make sure that we see what our higher selves are trying to tell us. Give us some tools that we can use. All right, higher selves gave us a stack load of cards here. So the first one is open your heart, right? Have some kindness. Allow yourself to be guided by your heart, not just your vision, not just your mind, but your heart. Be who you're meant to be. Be who you are. Strip off the mask. Create a routine. And that routine is to connect to yourself. Meditate. Connect to yourself. Listen to yourself. Speak up. And this is a big one. Well, does it mean you go yell at everybody? No, this means speak what you're really thinking, what you truly are, who you truly are, what you truly need. Stop worrying about everybody else. Worry about yourself and figure out what it is that truly makes you happy, and speak it out. Speak it in a polite, kind way, but do speak it out. Make sure that your needs are known and shown. And last but not least, a lot of sleep and rest. Let your body have the peace that it deserves. So now we know kind of how we're going to get to here. Right, here's all the tools, but it's connecting to self, and that's choosing to heal. Right, in this channel, we talk about the hamster wheel of karma, right? But healing is always a choice, and you have to choose. And choosing to heal means choosing to connect to self and allow self to heal, because you have all the tools inside of you to help you heal, but you have to get there. And it takes time and effort. And most people don't want the time and effort. But you choose to heal, choose to feel, choose to get off that hamster wheel. They're all choices. You don't have to make that choice, but it's available to you every time you choose it. And it doesn't matter how long you've not chosen it, you're one choice away from choosing it. And so you can get to this place that you want, but you have to start with a choice. And so with that, let's see about timing. And this is the part that everybody really fast forwards to in the readings all the time. They just want to know when. Well, for everybody, it's going to be different. And timing is always fluid, right? It's at every now moment. We're only reading the energies of this now moment as this timeline is presenting itself today. However, if you make different choices, if your person makes different choices, those timelines can get longer or shorter. So we're only going to look at ourselves. What are the timelines uh, that we have for us? And so for many of us, around June, it's going to start, and we're in June as the time of this reading. And divine timing is at play. And nobody likes that divine timing is at play. And so, what Spirit is saying is if you start choosing yourself this month, then divine timing is going to be at play. And what is divine timing? It means that all the cogs have to align themselves. So it means you have to be patient. And that's not what everybody wants to hear, but that is what you need to hear at this time. So start choosing yourself while this divine timing is at play. Make that choice right now. Get in tune with yourself. Start healing yourself. And as you start healing yourself, all this stuff can start to come in. So with that, that is my reading for today. Please make sure you are liking, following, sharing, and subscribing. If you want to start your healing process, go a little bit deeper, go to Silver Fox Spiritual over on YouTube. That's where all of my healing videos are. They're all for free. And if you find that they have started to help you and you want to go a little deeper, something more in tune with exactly what's meant for you, not just the collective, then reach out for your own personal healing or personal reading. silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you at the next reading. Cheers.